So, today, I have Duke Nukem 0 Hour Overclocked. And, as the name implies, it's Duke Nukem 0 Hour, the N64 release. And a lot of people have quite fond impressions of 0 Hour. Unfortunately, I never had the opportunity to play it myself at the time. Well, since, really. But now that it's got an FPS mod, you know, it's right up my alley, so that's what we're doing today. Should be fun. Please launch. Thank you, Lord and Savior Duke Nuke. It's working, it just took a while to load. So, this features full keyboard and controller mapping, which means that right off the bat, you can load this up, you don't have to rebind stuff, you don't have to customize things, you don't have to, you know, fiddle. As long as you've got the Duke Nukem 0 Hour Overclock recompile, you've got that downloaded, it'll work. No problems. But get it, overclocked, 0 hour, time, clocks.
It's time to stop! No more! It's time to stop!
No! N64 in all its glory, baby. Like I say, I was a PlayStation kid. But I did have friends who were N64 kids. So, you know, I had a nice excuse to pop out the house, visit a friend, play some GoldenEye, that kind of business, but never Duke Nukem 0 Hour. You know, you could have told me that this is how Duke Nukem 0 Hour originally was presented, and I could believe you. Can I see my own legs? I can!
You won't be able to get close unless you can find a way in underground.
So we're gonna have to Jamiroquai. Gonna have to go deeper underground. I don't know if Jamiroquai references beyond Virtual Insanity hit for anybody. I don't think they do. I don't think many people are into the deep cuts. Deeper Underground is like one of the theme songs that they had for the Godzilla movie. You know, the United States Godzilla that everyone thinks sucks. You know, the pig cops are more hench in the PlayStation version, I'm sure. They're a little proportionally weird to me in this. What's the mod for? What do we do? This game is traditionally third person, but this is like a stack on top of a few other notable things that have happened for Duke Nukem 0 Hour. So the first big news was Duke Nukem 0 Hour got recompiled, which meant that you could play this just, you know, on the PC, no problems. On top of that, it's got mod support on top, so graphics mods, perspective mods, weapon mods, inventory mods, gameplay tweaks, all of that stuff is now possible for it. And as I said at the top, this works natively mouse, keyboard, controller, like right off the bat. The mapping is part and parcel of this. You don't have to screw around with anything. And all of the default settings are pretty much dialed in pretty nice. I like to pay attention to some of the store names in anything Duke Nukem. Family Jewels, for example, is an obvious joke. But then you get the free pearl necklace with every purchase. See what they did there? The only thing I'd like on this is the ability to run, which I'm not sure is a thing. Exotic. No, it's erotic cakes. That's a Simpsons reference, isn't it?
Ooh, erotic cakes.
I misread that sign on the left for a second. I know it says reflections, but I read something else to begin with. Man, my accuracy sucks. I'm just sticking to the shotgun. Man, the late 90s, early 2000s were wilder than I give it credit for. You know, hindsight is 2020 and all that, but when it comes like the humor, edgy adverts, that kind of stuff. Anyway, I require more meat than my mouth can take. This looks exactly how you imagine Duke 3D in a proper 3D engine and not build. Yeah, so it's definitely a combination of things.
The aliens have a base in the Statue of Liberty, but we can't get anywhere near it.
Wait a minute.
Take this code card to the electrical substation.
All of these people are John St. John. I mean, not in the face. I love just photo mapped faces. It was something that I loved about Max Payne. And then you just switched what the texture is on the front for expressions. It's great. Max Payne always looking like he was smelling dirty socks. There we go. That's more like it. I am wondering whether playing in this mode is giving me more of an edge than I'd normally have if it was third person. But then, when you think about it, third person, you typically get a bigger FOV with third person, don't you? Oh, wait, no. I'm 2 menus deep. The letters are rebelling. So yeah, I'm not saying it's perfect, but I can take a little bit of jank here and there. I can take a little bit of jank. Are those the Spice Girls? Those are the freaking Spice Girls. There's Posh Spice, Ginger Spice. Yep, sporty, baby, scary. This must have been just after they split with Jerry Halliwell. Oh man, my Spice Girls lore is going into overdrive. So return to parking lot, rendezvous with reinforcements. The good old backtrack.
Whoa, mama.
Boobs. Oh, I forgot there was a Nintendo console. Then again, Conker's Bad Fur Day. And you can't say Nintendo won't let you go to the strip club, but here we are nonetheless. Oh crap, he's armored. Can you still drink from the fire hydrants? So yeah, it counts.
Go for it, Duke.
Oh good, friendly. Sorry, I was really distracted by this. This is gonna happen a lot. I feel bad for Turok at the moment. Turok and Painkiller. But I don't like the way they're being used at the moment. It feels a bit galling, especially in this particular era, which is undergoing a bit of a boom shoot renaissance, so to speak. You know what's wild to me? That the only like major IP I can think of that's actively embraced the kind of boom shoot throwback ideal at the moment is Starship Troopers, which I still need to play. Is it Ultimate Bug Hunt? I've not played that yet. What about the Noir PI mouse game? I'm talking about pre-existing stuff, like franchise stuff. PI for Hire is original. There's plenty of originals. I mean, Mouse PI for Hire, 6 out of 10, too much cheese. Turbo Overkill, 6 out of 10, too much overkill. I still feel like Turbo Overkill is tremendously underseen. If that makes any sense. I don't know if it's like a bit of confusion between names, because you got Ultra Kill and then Turbo Overkill, and I wonder if there's like a set of people who assume that they're the same thing. You want Bolt Gun too? Me too. Me too. Really enjoyed the OG Bolt Gun. If I'm really lucky, that same PR company will ring me up and offer me a silly amount of money to play it. And I'll go, yeah, sure, I wasn't going to do that at all to begin with, as I laugh my way to the bank. Maybe that's why they don't pay me anymore. I got paid? Yo, this is my point. I got paid to do that. It was a few years back now. There was like a suite of games that were coming out, and some company basically hooked me up to do sponsored videos. I think it was for 3 different games. And it was such a ridiculously good deal. They thought they were going to get good PR for the client out of, you know, me doing like a sponsored vid. But I don't think they really reckoned with the fact that YouTube at that point had locked me down to like a micro niche. It still has. It's pretty much locked me down into a micro niche, and it's very hard to do anything outside of that. So it's a bit risky. It's a bit hard to, you know, get games outside of Throwbacks and Doom to do well on my channel at the moment. I'd have to start a new channel. I'd have to start from scratch, because the thing some people might not realize about YouTube is if you start a secondary channel, you don't have it monetized. It treats you like you're a newbie all over again. I barely need to play the game at all. This is great. Not sure if I want to go to Golden Rain Bath and Fittings. They really couldn't just say Golden Shower? Did they think that was too on the nose? I think that's cowardice, personally speaking. I need to check in on the Duke Nukem Restoration Project. I've not checked in on them for a while. I'm not sure what the progress is. Been a while since they've said much. I usually think that's either the hunkering down, or there's just not that much to say. That looks like an explodable bit of wall. Oh, no, I do. It's the red one. The red one is the explosives. The green one is the gas. Oh, I know this place. I was here earlier. This is truly the Dark Souls of Duke Nukem games.
Hail to the king, baby.
Gotta admit, the enemies are kind of pushovers at this point in time. Hey, Golden Guy 069. Nice. Secret area? That qualifies as a secret area? Okay. If you say so. Oh, wow. Weird magazine. What else have we got? Crime. I imagine this would have been impossible to read back in the original resolution.
Going down.
Time machine part. Ah, here we go. I like how so much of this is geared for blowing heads off. Like, enemies are always, like, at a particular height, especially behind, like, cover like this. You're naturally going to aim for their head. Radium cyanide grenades. I'm not sure Duke could even survive that, but here we are nonetheless. 21 minutes, 63 out of 65. Oh, there was babes to rescue? Duke Nukem 0 babes. You were mixing up 0 Hour and Manhattan Project, Claybons. Wasn't Manhattan Project like a side-scroller? Like a 3D side-scroller? Never played it. What happened to all those announcements that they did, with the most amazingly terrible trailer? It was just like a PNG of Duke Nukem sliding across the screen. Look at that. Look at that bloom. I do remember being really impressed by this on the N64 whenever I played some N64 stuff, but you know, that my eyes! So does the Venom X make me run faster? Yes. So you don't get sprint, you just get, yeah, steroid sprinting. Okay, control key required. Maybe don't be so close. Where's my health? Good to see that the explosives thing applies to any other game outside of Doom. Now, do random things explode like they do in GoldenEye? No. Of the new generation of Boom Shoot, Dusk and Beyond, which have been my fave protagonist? Oh, they're not very chatty, this crop of protagonists, really. If you go by actions, Johnny Turbo from Turbo Overkill is pretty good. Because he gets to have a bit of personality in the cutscenes. He does some, like, comedy over-the-top kills in, like, the intros to levels. Cultic Detective is cool and all, but I think it's more the reveal that does that. To be a cool character, you have to, you know, be a character. A lot of these... Oh, hello.
Save me, please. Oh, yes.
She was a little too excited about that. Yeah, first you gotta be a character. In terms of if you're just gonna go cool factor, I'd go by cool factor. You know, cultic detective, yeah, cool. V1. Though, I think people are starting to push back on the idea that Ultra Kill is a boom shoot, because it's more a movement shooter in boom shoot disguise. So I kinda understand where they're coming from. That doesn't detract it from being friggin' awesome.
Let's rock.
Of which it assuredly is. Oh, another babe.
Save me.
It's that little that they do just before. It's like, whoa, lady. I know you're excited, but lady, please. But yeah, this is working swimmingly. See what I did there?
It's time to stop!
Stop booing. Not the Minecraft splishing noises. It's amazing how old sound effect libraries still get used these days. There was a point in time in like certain films, I think I'd say it was like late 90s, mid 90s. You'd hear like the Doom door opening sound effect quite a lot because it was just part of a sound effect library. I've even heard like some pig cop noises in some games, some films, like the monsters and such. It's really funny whenever I hear it. Dang it. I've still not found a way forward yet. They can swim? They swim now? I've missed a valve somewhere. That was a very non-committal Duke hurt noise. Not that one. Oh. That one. That one. Ow. So what am I missing? Well, you're new. So that must mean something. Oh shit. Son of a bitch. Holes in the gantry-way. At least you can walk on, like, the sides. Yeah! No! Alright, I could see this being tremendously annoying. I'm about to run out of scuba. Scuba's a weird word. You ever thought about that? Scuba.
Say scuba.
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 Scuba. It sounds funny. Scuba. Scuba.
I know it's an acronym, but it's weird to say. You say it enough times and it feels like your mouth is just making a completely unrelated noise. Scuba. I will admit, it is giving me a bit of a GoldenEye vibe. Like I say, the fact it was on the N64 certainly helps with that vibe. The way that certain N64 games look. But I think this was developed by Eurocom, so definitely not the same studio. Sova, Pig Gianni for you. Is this a Duke? Is this a Duke one? I just had sex with a kitchen sponge and not the yellow part. There's an art to it. The wall textures in the toilet earlier looked very GoldenEye-ish. I wonder if they, shared texture libraries. Or did everything bespoke? Oh, I'm glad those turrets are absolute pushovers. Why do they piss? I know it's meant to be like sparks, but it just looks like a streak of piss. Coming down from the heavens. What game comes to mind when first reading the phrase, too much of a good thing, Disco Inferno? That is a tough one. So to me, that would be a game that overstays its welcome. You know what popped into my head? Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. That's the first thing that popped into my head thinking about that question. And for me, that stems from the fact that the game never feels like it really gets going. It feels like it restarts itself like 3 separate times throughout the course of the game. Never really settles on a proper kind of direction. It's a little all over the shop. It's still fun, but it's not as good or as like straight down the line entertaining as the New Order was. New Order is a friggin' classic to me. I want to replay that again. Every time I get thinking about Wolfenstein: A New Order, I'm like, I should play that again sometime. I should earmark that for a good old replay. I'm back at the humping station, and I can't seem to figure out what I need to do next. Disco, your take for too much of a good thing is Middle-earth Shadow of War. You know what? I'd agree. I actually quit playing Shadow of War. I got a... I'm not even sure how far I got into it. I conquered maybe 1 or 2 areas, and there was a lot of hours put into that, but it only felt like I'd still spent time in the tutorial section of the game. I never felt like I was actually, you know, getting going. It kept adding more and more stuff on top, and it does suffer under the weight of its own mechanics, of its own systems. So I'd fully agree with you there. I'd fully agree with you. It straight up stops me. Can I shoot it out? Oh man, only the explosives. Okay, I did that. I did shoot a grenade. It just disappeared on me. Oh, not again! These gantryways with the holes in the bottom are constantly screwing me over. Hopefully we can get free of the old water temple. Oh my god, I fucking hate this level. I fucking hate this level. That solidified it for me. I absolutely despise this level just because of that. Those gantryways with the holes in them, I hope whoever thought up that idea just stubs their toes repeatedly for at least an entire week. But the only trouble with this is most of this underwater bit looks the same. Oh god, I thought that was an enemy for a second. That gas mask spooked me. More so than the spiders. Newbreed, you just saw a lovely Lovecraftian movie called Cast a Deadly Spell. You would recommend? I'll be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of horror these days. I don't get a lot of opportunity. You gotta be in the right... I was about to say you gotta be in the right mood. No, I'm not talking about jump scares, Sadrax. That's like the lowest form of horror. That's just surprise. That's like that bit out of Smiling Friends when, is it Charlie goes to hell? As that fellow just goes... at him and he goes, I swear to God, if you do that again, I'm just gonna punch you.
I think the biggest surprises are behind me. Dude, I warned you. I said I was going to do that if you did that again.
You know, I almost completely forgot that we were on Liberty Island. I've spent so long in the friggin' sewers that I've forgotten where we even were. You know what doesn't make you stay in the sewers for an excessive length of time on Liberty Island? Deus Ex. I think that's due for a fresh generation to rediscover it and then get outraged all over again that there was an ongoing, more recent reboot that was pretty good. It wasn't even a reboot, it was like a prequel, even. Square Enix just got cold feet for some reason, because they couldn't nickel and dime the ever-loving heck out of it to their liking. Noel Edmonds has been here. That's going to be a very niche reference. All I can tell you is we're in trouble if we get Mr. Blobby in this, alright? Are we talking about the horror that the Brits unleashed? Mr. Blobby? Yeah, that Mr. Blobby. Fun fact. There were actually multiple Mr. Blobbies. The guy who currently has ownership of the Mr. Blobby character is not the original Mr. Blobby. He's taken up the mantle. You can tell, he sounds different. Still does the same kind of shtick.
I don't know what it is, but I don't like it.
Time Machine Duke are about to become a guest character in Time Splitters. Can you imagine if he shot a grenade through a time portal and it just absolutely bollocks some poor cowboy back in the day? Just out of nowhere, beep, 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 beep. Should you feel bad that you don't know who Mr. Blobby is? No. Don't worry, I'll put some clips for context. You blew it all to hell! So, reestablish contact, locate power cells, alpha, beta, delta.
And I thought Brooklyn was bad.
Zombies! Sorry, I was distracted for a second. I don't think why. Is this meant to be an entire apartment? At least they get their own TV in each room. That's not so bad. Probably a few milli for an apartment like this, no window. Sounds about right. I want to say environmental storytelling, but what story is being told here? Please? Don't pull your back out now, Duke. You know what, this is actually reminding me of a bit of Time Splitters. We got zombies, we got an SSG. Do you reckon they got a few inspirations, the Free Radical team? I mean, that was a team that also worked on GoldenEye, was it not? So that makes sense, you know, they're in, running in the same kind of sphere. There's an art to, you can't use this switch or door noises. You gotta imagine John St. John just standing there grunting into a microphone. Magic. But yeah, this controls a hell of a lot better than the PlayStation Duke Nukems, that's for sure. The PlayStation Duke Nukems had tank controls. The Duke Nukem Time to Kill, specifically. I think they were referred to as, like, Duke Raider, because that's how the controls felt. It was basically Tomb Raider-style controls. Hey! At least they don't spawn a pig cop when they hit the floor this time.
Time flies when I'm having fun.
I just realized I know exactly what kind of time machine it is as well. From that one time machine part that I just picked up, I know exactly what it is. It's the H.G. Wells time machine. Right, pop quiz hot shots. What's your favorite version of H.G. Wells' The Time Machine in cinema? The original or the one with Guy Pearce? I like both of them in their own particular way. I love the original for that, just what they were doing with the special effects at the time. Because it was like made in the 60s? Possibly early 70s? And the Guy Pearce one was, I want to say 2000s. Early 2000s. Single digits. With all those newfangled computer-generated effects. They had some fun with it. That's all I can tell you. They had some fun with it. Where the heck is my gosh darn, I had night vision somewhere. Where's it gone? Did it survive the time jump? I don't think it did. I'm thinking this subway's getting a bit murky. Dead hard. With a vengeance. God, Duke's in everything. It's like Pedro Pascal.
Perfect for home defense.
Just can't get away from the guy. I feel bad for Pedro Pascal because I actually really like the guy. But it's clear a lot of people are like, why is Pedro Pascal in everything? Pedro Pascal is in everything because he's very likable. And he can do a range of stuff really well. That's why Pedro Pascal is in everything. Oh, he got Octa! Wait a minute, you're not a... What the fuck? Oh god, it's making me trip balls. That ain't an Octobrain. To be honest, it doesn't make the same god-awful noises as an Octobrain, so that could be a minor improvement. Let's put on the nightmare goggles. Everything looks the same. It's just an average night out for me, this kind of wobbliness. Oh! Right, I know this is back near the start of the level, but I've got to kind of loop around this place and find power cells. I know I've found at least one? I don't even know what they're really advertising. I got worms, the biggest in town. Is it like worms you can buy, or just worms you go look at? Is it like a worm zoo? And you know, most of the time you can't see them because they're in one of those boxes where they've tunneled underground. I don't know. I don't know what I'm being sold here. Is the worm a euphemism? Or does he have intestinal worms? I got questions, man. Do I need all the time machine pieces for it to matter? I guess it unlocks like a true ending or something. Or like a, you know, a secret level. That would be my theory. But it's just a game theory. Was Duke Nukem actually dead the entire time? I don't know, I could make some wild unsubstantiated theories and talk bullshit for several minutes for a video, right? Maybe this is why they have the successful channel and I don't. This is when I know a level's truly lost me, when I start pulling, like, vague ideas for progression out the back of my ass. It's just like, what if I do this? What if I do this and see if something actually happens? No. What's it gonna take for me to get a friggin' beer sponsorship for this goddamn channel? You know, I see all these other channels that get sponsorships that align with their core values. You know what I want? I want a beer sponsorship. Did I know there's an alcohol-free vodka? Why though? I don't think you can call it vodka. It's just potato water. It's unfermented potato water. All you've done is squeeze a potato and drain the liquid out of it and not fermented it. That's what alcohol-free vodka is to me. This is outraging me more than I'd expect, which is it's a strange sensation considering I'm actually all right with alcohol-free beer, because there's actually some decent alcohol-free beers. If anything, it's more difficult to make alcohol-free beers. There's certainly worse things I could put in my mouth, like a gun. Man, that's harsh. I'm definitely not getting that sponsorship. This level's lost me, man. I'm tempted to look up a friggin' walkthrough. I think I might. It is annoying how most walkthroughs these days are just like YouTube walkthroughs. Balthazar, back in my day, we opened up 3 different game facts because at least one of them would be filled with nonsense commentary, and one of them was blatantly incorrect. I mean, he liked it. It's like standard cookery recipes these days, where before you can get to the actual recipe, you gotta read someone's lifestyle blog before you get there. I remember when I was a child over at Grandma's house, and a particular scent would waft down the meadow, and that's when I knew that I wanted to learn how to make apple pie. To make an apple pie, you must first create the universe. Especially if you want to do it from scratch. If not, you just buy from the store like everyone else, because ain't nobody got time for that right now. Ain't nobody got time for that. I just want apple pie, man. There's people who will make it for you. Just eat the apple pie. So yeah, the thing that was getting me about this is that the water's electrified, or at least, you know, hurty. That to me implies you're not supposed to go here, bucko. But here we are nonetheless. Finally. Progress! God, I almost forgotten what it's like to shoot at enemies. What a refreshing change. I like the Mohawk punk pigs. The post-apocalyptic... Let me try that. The post-apocalyptic Mohawk... Post-apocalyptic Mohawk... I've just invented a tongue twister. Post-apocalyptic Mohawk punk pigs. Try saying that 3 times fast. I'm not kidding. Havoc multi-launcher. Now we're talking! I missed. What the f- Excuse me! Excuse me! Now I can... I forgot I got pipe bombs. A staple of the Duke Nukem experience. Oh, wow. How do I make him explode? I'm pressing mouse 2. That's usually... Why ain't they exploding? Was it Z? Are you telling me I can't natively detonate a pipe bomb? Oh, it's just straight up E. Alright. Man. When you zoomed in, oh, you gotta move your mouse so slow. But yeah, it gives you keyboard mapping, but it doesn't really, you know, tell you. I guess maybe I should just do the tutorial. Maybe that would have solved all of my problems. Just play the tutorial. Because we don't want to teach you through the actual game. That's how they did it back in the day. Either a dedicated tutorial, or all of the actual things you need to know are in the manual. And if you don't do either, you just gotta wing it. You just gotta wing it. Yeah, it's been interesting running through this. You definitely get a sense for the design limitations of the day. You always gotta keep in mind the, you know, the hardware. But yeah, even I'm sometimes kind of, like, taken aback when I go and play, like, PlayStation 1 games. Like, early 3D, they were figuring out how to even make that work. It's insane when you really think about it. There was no agreement on how exactly, you know, movement in a 3D game should work. You know, the third person, you know, all those kind of things. Like, the twin stick method for consoles only really started around, what was it, Alien Resurrection, that game? And I remember that infamous review that crapped on the control scheme, saying that, you know, the most terrifying thing about this game is the control scheme. Not knowing that they'd, you know, be constantly laughed at for years to come, because that would be adopted as the standard controller scheme. This game just doesn't have the quality of level design as Duke 3D. Oh, yeah. I think that would be difficult for it to do, because it ain't built, that's for sure. But it does a fine job of, like, almost replicating the feel as I get deeper into this. Is there a soundtrack? I don't know. Sound, main volume, music, it should be on. I would have thought it's included, because I've got, like, the source ROM file. Wait a minute, does it home in? Oh boy. There is homing ammo for the Havoc? Ah. Oh. keep thinking I can, like, jib them after the fact, but my brain keeps drifting to, like, the gore system in Soldier of Fortune. But the fact that you can blow holes in enemies and, you know, blow off their heads, I'm just like, you know, Duke would probably go for the whole dismemberment thing when it comes to, you know, the alien scum. That's a dick move. Put one of those right outside the friggin' teleport. Yeah, cheers. They're a bit tanky. They're a bit tanky. That must be the transmitter that I need the things for. Which means that I've missed one. Re-establish contact with HQ. Locate power cell Delta. Yeah? Why should I start looking? Yeah. See, I wouldn't have known that was water. Is that the end of the level? Is that a secret exit?
It ain't no bike.
Apparently, I didn't need to do the objectives. I could just leave. Wait, what? What?
Up and away in my beautiful balloon.
I think Duke's been huffing too much of the not Octobrain toxin. Was this in third person originally? Yes! The mod that I'm playing with this makes it an FPS.
Hail to the king.
For some reason, this level's feeling a lot more interesting than the last few. I feel like more tightly designed levels work in its favor. Those big, like, empty streets of the last few have just been kind of dull. And again, I think it's probably facilitate the third person that they have, like, wider streets and what have you. It's a good job I didn't blow up those barrels. Oh, hello. What are you? Thunderstrike. 3 shots? That implies some kind of heft. I just need an enemy to use it on. I hope this doesn't, like, screw me over at close range. That would be unfortunate. Oh. Practically a BFG. Practically a BFG. Oh, piss off. Don't need you down here. What the... There's a lot! All of a sudden, there's a lot! Well, you can do quick saves in this? I wish I would have known that earlier, because I don't have quick saves. I think he's just stood there. Ow, ow, ow. Oh no, does this do that thing where you lose all your guns if you do a level start? It does! Oh, that sucks. Right, so, top of my shit list of new enemies. These little drones. The shoot torpedoes. They can go to hell. I was just dealing with the troubling implication of, if I shot off his head, what made the piggy noise? Ah, whack! I was convinced that barrel was gonna be explosive. I was robbed of jibs. Not let me in. I picked up the key. I did it. I did the thing. You gotta let me in. Let me in! I even got the notification. I don't know why that took so long. I don't know why that had to take so long. Oh, is it because there was like... I had to be pressing U's in the right place or something? That feels especially jank. Unless I've done it the complete wrong way around. Yeah, actually, I would have been able to reach this from a different route. I think I managed to brute force the wrong way through that door. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! I just want to get out the water. Is that too much to ask? The routing in this level is it's starting to remind me of the routing in that was it Liberty Island? The sewer basement? Where you keep falling down and you have to take the long way around to get back to where you were every single time. Maybe the game is secretly an ImSim. Oh god, I hope not. Right, so not that I hate ImSims, it's just that I don't think it's gonna be... It was a switch! It was a switch all along! Now to find out what the friggin' switch did! I sure hope it's in the same area that I flipped it. Oh good, it's the thing underneath. Oh thank god that was the end of the level. Pretty sure that was a secret level. I don't... Unless I start this level landing from a balloon, I don't think I was meant to. Gotta love those cinematic cameras back in the day, yeah? They just... It was the most hacky... The hackiest method to get like a free cam intro. Oh, it's adorable in its own way. New level hooters. He's telling me I've got explosives. Explosives that I can throw further than the pipe bomb. Pipe bomb's good, but it's not gonna reach. Destroy hydrant for health. Yeah. Aim for the bushes. Maybe I just go on the water. That seems like a better idea. Oh, swine! Oh wait, no, lizard. Swine is the pig cobs. Oh. Hey! Always behind me! Always behind me! You'd think I'd notice from the loud growling, but no! Oh, come on! One of them phased straight through. That should have been done one rocket earlier. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't think 0 hours doing it for me. And this is unfortunate because I think, you know, back in the day, if I would have got this in the earlier days before I, you know, played other stuff, I probably would have got along fine with it. But once you've tasted the sweet nectar of, you know, mainline Duke 3D, build engine stuff, and then you come back to like console Duke stuff, it can be a rough adjustment phase. I mean, the level's at least starting to get interesting again, so I got that going for me.
I always wanted a pair of snakeskin boots.
Like, Duke 3D has a much better, like, default speed. This is really slow in comparison to Duke 3D. I guess it maybe doesn't feel so slow if you're in third person, but yeah, it feels slow. Oh boy, I'm gonna die. I didn't know I was supposed to be running away from this. I'm guessing that just disables all the whatchamacalls. Disables the force fields.
Help! We're under heavy alien attack! Duke, if you can hear this!
What? If I can hear this, what? Finish the sentence.
Is that all you got?
Yeah, if it would have dragged on as much as the start of the level did, I was gonna maybe call it a little earlier. But I'm glad the level's getting a bit more interesting again.
Oh boy, it's clobbering time.
You gotta give me the action, man. You gotta give me the classic Duke action. Give me stuff to shoot. Now I feel like we're cooking again. Remember there being a big turret that pissed you off so many hits? It's like right at the start of the level, there's like a big massive turret, and there's nothing you can do about it other than dive into the water. That already annoyed me. Yeah, my tolerance for that stuff is like, has waned over the years. Got you while you were doing your cool intro pose. Malcolm, you honestly think Duke 3D still has great level design, even for today's standards? Agreed. They understood the assignment with the Duke 3D levels. I think it was that move from more abstract level design to things that more accurately reflected reality, so they kind of factored that in. More realistic environments, things that actually resembled places. They designed around that. Freeze thrower, the classic. It's back. Any minute now. There we go. Right. Where is my mighty foot, actually, come to think of it? I mean, there's the punch. I think even, like, the PlayStation Dukes had the boot. You could do the kick. There we go. I think I still prefer, like, the actual, like, the ice projectiles from Duke 3D rather than, like, a cloud. And a level. And a level. Sweet. Glug, glug, glug. Glug, glug, glug. It's free. Comes right at the tab. Oh god, there's a countdown all of a sudden. I wasn't prepared for this. In a game called 0 Hour, it revolves around time. But luckily I have a rocket launcher, so you know, it's not so bad. Did I make it?
That hole, you'll need to access the controls in medical.
You say that again? It wasn't coming through so well. You breed? You find yourself enjoying the quirkiness of old games more than the perfection of high tech lately. Yeah, I mean, I always appreciate viewing this kind of stuff through how creative they had to be to get around limitations in the day. I always use the phrase, limitation or restriction breeds creativity. I mean, some people can deal with the terror of infinity when it comes to creative and, you know, using the tool set and all that. I mean, if that weren't the case, we wouldn't have games anymore at all, because, you know, the tool set means you can practically do anything these days. What I'm really saying, skill issue. On my part. But it is fun to rediscover the old ones. Not much I can agree on. Hey, I just want to bring attention to the shadows here. Look at that. Look at that. That's a good bit of lighting and art direction. You got the light source, you got the harsh shadows. I just want to point that out. It's like the good old-fashioned, you know, sector lights and sector shadows that you can do with Doom.
Game over.
Excuse me? What kind of explosion radius was that? I've had closer explosions with my own goddamn rocket launcher with friggin' explosive barrels in the level. Next to that, rinky-dink laser trap friggin' bullshit. Now I gotta restart the level! Actually, you know what? I don't. I have free will. I'm done. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here. I don't think I'll have the energy, the chutzpah, to continue beyond this. But as an experiment, as a curio, it's been interesting being able to play this in first person. It's amazing how well it works. It works shockingly well, to the degree where you could tell me that it was always meant to work like this, and I'd believe you. I'd believe you. But no, it was originally third person. It's just that now it's available in first person form and works shockingly well. So if you're in the mood for that and you want to revisit 0 Hour, you got a soft spot for it, go nuts. It's called Duke Nukem 0 Hour Overclocked, and the site for it has pretty comprehensive instructions for how to get it working. It's been interesting. And this has been Mr. Icarus. Thank you very much for watching. Icarus out.